Say hello to Bill Squire, who is right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share a cold one with Grandma, because it's her birthday.
Happy birthday,
Grandma. I know a gentleman never asks a lady's age.
She's 140.
Sea turtles.
She doesn't look a day over 95. Fantastic. Good for her. Well, congratulations, Grandma. What do they say? Another trip around the sun? You always see that. Another trip around the sun.
She better not trip. At her age? Whew.
Which makes you wonder what they said before they realized that the Earth revolved around the sun. You're another year older. Another trip around... whatever they thought back then. Hey, Mary Santora's back.
Hi, guys. No babies.
Are you tan? I
A
can't
little
tell.
bit,
Okay,
yeah.
under these colored lights, under our stage gels, I can't tell if... you got some, obviously you got some sun.
I got some sun.
Doesn't always result in a tan. So.
No, I mean a little bit. I was using a lot of SPF. You know, that Arizona sun will get you. So a little bit soaked through, and I feel I'm a bronze goddess, you could say.
What SPF did you use?
30.
Okay.
So nothing too
A mid-range,
crazy.
yeah. Not a 15, but not a 70.
I normally like a 15, but they didn't have any. So the next one that wasn't 100 and for babies was 30.
They know better than you out there.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't mess with don't have with the 15 out here.
Right.
Hey, Poundcake's back behind the glass.
Afternoon, white people. Happy Monday.
It is a Monday, and if you want to join us live, you certainly can. 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007, 35192 to send me a text. Of course, you can watch, as Bill alluded to, at alancoxshow.com. And if you just want to leave us a message, you can always do that a couple of different ways. If you listen live on the app, there is the talkback button there. A little red thing looks like a microphone. I'll get those messages. And you can drop us voicemails at the After Hours line, which is 216-986-8903. I wish there was a way for me to streamline all of the information that I give people at the very top of the show, but I have to be deliberate and specific about it, so it does sound like a lot. But for my money, I want people to be able to reach us however they see fit. I was going through some of the talkback messages this morning off of the app, and it's mostly people listening from out of state. It's like Brian in Yuma, Arizona listening and things like that. And I also noticed that I still, for whatever reason, because I'm in the system somehow with this company, is that it still gives me access to the talkback messages at my old station in Detroit.
Nice.
Which at some point I will start to have fun with. I don't know how I will do that, but I see messages for the people who are, the station is changed a couple of times, their branding and their format and blah, blah, blah. But my old boss is still there, my old program director. So at some point, I will be messing with him. I just don't know how I will do that. For now, I'll deal with the talkback messages that we get for this program. So I stumbled across this show, but I found a show on TLC that isn't about... and again, I don't know how old this show is. I don't know if they just started it or if I just found it. It's called Body Parts. Is anybody watching Body Parts on TLC?
No.
It's not about, the goof now is that TLC, which technically stands for The Learning Channel, is it's the domain of 1,000-Pound Sisters and My 400 Sex Life. Yeah, right. Body Parts is about this woman, and I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's in Texas because she has clients from all over, who calls herself an anaplastologist, this woman named Allison Vest. And I don't know if that's a word she made up. I don't know if it's a legit thing. I don't know. She's somebody who was technically an artist, but got into creating prostheses for people.
Oh.
And so the show is about her crafting the prosthesis for the person who needs it.
That's fun.
It's wild. So they start with this guy who lost his entire nose to cancer.
There's like before and afters if you Google it.
Yeah, before and after. So he got this giant bulbous red nose, and the doctor goes, have a good weekend because, because when you come back, we got to take that nose. So as a result, the guy has a hole in his face. And at some point, they take the camera and they go in there, which is wild. And so the woman, they have like 3 different people who need 3 different things each episode. So, and they go back and forth. So they've got the guy from Chicago who needs a nose because he's like, he's in his early 50s. He goes, I'd like to date again. It's hard, and all I could think
to have a nose.
but also all I could think was wearing masks must have been paradise for this guy because he didn't have everybody staring at him all the time.
How would it stay on? Oh, I guess it goes over your ears.
It stayed on, yeah. I mean, it just hangs off your ears. And so, when you're sitting there and when this woman finally, the conclusion of the show is when she's giving each person their finished prosthetic. And you're like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Right.
This guy's got a nose, another woman.
It's not Voldemort anymore.
Yeah.
Right. That's precisely, well, at least Voldemort had a nose though, right? Or did you have 2 holes in his face?
Little slits,
Yeah, this guy had a giant hole in the middle of his face. And then there was another woman there was a girl who needed an ear. And then there was a woman who had a double mastectomy and was in for nipples. She had the reconstructive part, so she had the double mastectomy, and then she went through the reconstruction where they kind of give you the implants, but she didn't have any nipples. And even on a show like this, when they do the wide out, they blur the woman's torso. She's shopping for nipples. The comic relief comes from the fact that she's looking at a tray of nipples and keeps dropping them. And it's very important to this woman to feel like herself again, so she's shopping for nipples. But when they show the woman, they blur her torso, even though it's still a bruised mess, right? So even for a show like this, that you could easily say, well, this is allegedly an educational show.
Medical.
It's a wild show.
That's freaky.
So I don't know how long it's been on. I don't know if it's brand new. I was just happy to see something that was, because I don't ever watch that station, because like you said, it's all sideshow stuff. It's all, hey, we got to cut this guy out of his house and, things like that. But this body parts is wild.
Good for her, though.
Did you get a chance?
Yeah,
please.
That's awesome.
And again,
it's very emotional stuff
I don't know
too,
what kind of money this woman makes. I don't know what you can pull in as an anaplastologist, but she's giving people nipples.
Everyone needs a nipple.
Listen, man, this girl was like sobbing at these nipples. So I have no experience with being nippleless. But, obviously she'd gone through a lot with the double mastectomy. She's very young when she gets breast cancer and blah, blah, blah. But for her, the crowning achievement, if you'll pardon the pun, was her getting those nipples. And these aren't even like permanently affixed because they have to, so she shows them, here's how you put the adhesive on every night. And so she's taking them off. The one girl's taking her ear off. The dude's taking the nose off.
Yeah, dishwasher safe.
Dishwasher safe.
Top shelf only.
That's right.
Could
don't put them in with the silverware.
Could the guy with no nose still smell?
Yeah.
Even with the hole?
That's what he said. He said, I can still smell, I can still taste.
Huh.
Yeah.
I guess
because the smell receptors are up higher.
Yeah, they're not in your what is this? What cartilage?
In your cartilage, in your septum, or whatever.
Nostrils.
Yeah, it was wild. So that's my pick of the week. Is no, I was just reading today that there are somebody, I don't know if Nielsen did it or whatever. Nielsen used to be television ratings, and Arbitron used to be radio ratings, but now it's all Nielsen. So they do radio and television data and ratings and all that. But on the TV side, I was reading a thing this morning that Nielsen said that there are 817,000 separate television shows that you can watch available across all streaming platforms, up from 649,000 last year. There are so if you're sitting back going, God, there's just, we all do, first world problems, you go, oh God, there's just too much stuff to watch. I'm just, I'm paralyzed by choice. 817,000 separate pieces of programming that you can watch across all streaming platforms. And most of them are Boba Fett related. Most of them are Star Wars related or Pixar related. Mm-hmm. I've got to take a break. If you want to send a text for something, 35192 to do that. AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch, and we'll be